Hi, I'm feeling the energy of somebody on your mind right now, and I feel like you want to know something about a particular situation to do with that person. So, we've got the archetype cards out today to find out a little bit of information about this person that's on your mind and get some clarity on the situation, because I feel like before you go in and have a full-blown conversation, or before you see this person next, or maybe for some of you, you're not really seeing this person at the moment, but you'd like to know something that affects you right now. So it's definitely, if there has been a person on your mind and it's been running around on your mind, what's that song, like my favourite song going round and round in my head, that could be a significant song for you as well. Let's see what we have. So this is the personality traits of the person on your mind right now. You have Exorcist, light attributes, so freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses, fear of facing your own demons. So the Exorcist, this could be somebody that maybe they could class themselves as a bit of a shaman. They may work spiritually, do things like house cleansing, run circles, or just be in that kind of environment. Perhaps this is a person that goes to do rostrum and things like that, spiritual churches. But it's funny, I feel like this person, they possibly would run out the door to go and help somebody else clear things, but doing it for themselves may be a little bit more difficult. And perhaps that's something that you notice about this person, is maybe they divert their attention away from themselves by helping other people. We have artists, so this person could be very creative as well, so expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. I feel like there's something about communication with this person. They don't speak like anybody else you've ever met, or things that they say have a real creativity to them but bring some enlightenment. I almost feel like this person speaks in analogies, they kind of like come out with something like, oh, well, this sounds like this to me. And then you're there going, oh yeah, I never thought of it like that. So they're quite clever in that sense. Very artistic, very good at expressing themselves. They may do a lot of hand gestures as well when they're talking. And a networker, okay, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. This person, they like to bring community together. I feel like they like to be part of community. They like to do things together with people, and maybe part of their artistic attributes show that, or they show up in their community as this very arty, sociable type of person. But what's interesting is there are people, or maybe even yourself here, that don't always trust this person, or feel like they know more than they let on, but they don't let on what they know. And that can sometimes freak you out, or that can make you feel perhaps a little bit nervous or vulnerable around this person. I'm going to get one more. I'm getting the vibe that this is a female. I feel like this is somebody who is feminine, or if they are masculine, they do tap into their feminine attributes. So maybe very emotional for a male, or very expressive artistically. We have child divine. This is a very spiritual person, by the way. Innocence, purity and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. This type of person, I feel like if they were out and about and there were animals and children, I feel like animals and children would gravitate towards them. It's almost like they've got this magnetism about them, and people around them as well kind of just feel that magnetism. If you go out with this person, you probably find a lot of people stare at them or want to talk to them. This person, they're really good at talking to people, networking, bringing things together. You probably may find, if you spent time with this person, that you've attracted other friendships as well. They've got a nice energy. They feel very very deeply spiritual, someone who has that actual authentic connection with spirit here. They're not pretending, they're not trying to put on a charade or put up a front. This is actually who they are. And I feel like it's been with them since childhood. But they may appear quite different to other people in the way that they speak, in the way that they act, in the things that they do. And because of that, sometimes that leaves people feeling like they're looking at them in their shadow, which is that, you know, only bringing information out that they feel is going to be a gain for them. There could be people fearful of manipulation with this person. And also something about telling somebody one thing and somebody else something else. So it's like there's been a little bit of an issue, I feel, with this person around that. What's it called? Chinese whispers. There's something about Chinese whispers with this person that bothers you, I feel. It's almost like you can see all of these attributes to them, but because they are of divine energy and they feel otherworldly to you, there's fear around that, fear around what their intentions are and what they want to do. But there's something about movement here. So this could be that this person is choosing to move away or go and do something else, or moving closer to you. There's something about movement. There's a change in direction with the relationship you have with this person. Okay. Now, the change in direction actually could be boundaries that I feel they may have set with you. And it's funny because I feel like at first you were unsure about their intentions and they're like, what are they being guided by spiritually? Where is this information coming from that they give me that really resonates with me? That kind of thing. They may do like tarot, maybe they do similar to what I do, like tarot runes, things like that, or oracle cards. But it's funny, it feels like the roles have reversed or something's changed here, because originally it was you that felt like they were saying things to one person, and then when it gets back to you, they were changing their story, or you thought that. But from what I'm getting here is something's turned around now, where they've actually, maybe you put up a boundary before with this person because of that. But since you've come back round to them, they've actually started putting a boundary up with you. And I feel like that's made you question, actually, maybe they were telling the truth. Maybe they weren't what I was told they were. And that's exactly it. I feel like there may have been some gossip here around this person in your life. They actually feel really balanced, knowing who they are, but they know that they aren't quite, the word eccentric is coming to mind. Like they're maybe a little bit more eccentric, just maybe they dress different, or they act different, or they're just different type of person that you've ever met. But there's something about gossip within family here. This could be to do with your family. Maybe somebody in your family has said something about this person and been like, you know, I don't actually really like them, or I don't trust them, or I don't think they're very good for you. And I feel for some of you, you may have listened or taken some advice here from somebody else. Again, it could be family. It's someone very close to you anyway, or people very close to you that may have warned you against this person. But I feel like something's changing in that now. And you actually feel more like you want to protect this person. It's almost like you can see a vulnerability within them. And I get the idea that you want to help them. Let's get into the tarot cards. So this situation between you and this person, what do you need to know? The Nine of Wands, they're very resilient. So I feel like with this person, like you could try and reject them, you can try and put them down or wherever, but they'll always get back up again. They'll never let themselves get down. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt them though. Doesn't mean that they don't get upset about that or worry about that or feel abandoned in some ways. But they will always get back up. But that Nine of Wands is kind of showing me not to give up on this person. That's another thing, is like not to give up on them. And we have the Ace of Cups. I don't think you want to give up on them. I feel like they don't want to give up on you either. I can't quite get what this relationship is, whether it's platonic or it's romantic, but it's a deep connection. It feels like blood, even if you aren't blood relatives. And one of you wants to deepen this connection, wants to get to know more. Something about their way of communicating has changed recently, has become maybe better, or just more truthful and honest. And I feel like that's a bit surprising. Maybe they have picked up the energy that they know someone's thinking that they're not being truthful, so they're trying to make sure that you know that they are. Yeah, no games. There's no games here whatsoever. No fun in games at all. And they do come up as very quite confident as well. Now, if you'd like to go deeper into this reading, drop me a DM. I'd love to go further